sun was dipping low behind the bar for pines, casting jagged shadows across the gravel like warning signs. Etching to the dirt, I was sitting on the porch when the air turned static and the birds went silent. A heavy silence that rings in your ears like a spit casing hitting concrete. I saw a man, a shadow lean against my front gates with a smirk that looked like a scar. He had eyes that didn't reflect light, just absorbed it, tapping the silver zippo against his palm with a rivet click clack like a heartbeat slowing down. He spoke of death to shadow, claimed the world belonged to those who took it, but I just felt the leather of my jacket creak as I stood up slow. I knew right then this wasn't a visit, it was a declaration of war at the edge of my property, and the outlaw in me was waking up. He flicked that lighter open and the flame stood straight and blue. A tiny pillar of hellfire held between his thumb and finger. He laughed, a sound like dry leaves skittering across the tombstone, telling me everything I built was just killing, waiting for a spark. But he didn't see the movement in the tall grass, so the low gutter root rumble starting deep in the chest of the two plus who don't know the meaning of back down over was bristling. Her hackles up like a saw blade, and I was circling wide with pure predator instinct. Then the queen stepped out, her boots hitting the deck with a finality that echoed off the barn walls. She held that steel without laws, don't play, etched into the late, and the sunset made that metal look like it was already glowing with its own righteous heat. The devil landed at my gate tonight, thinking he can dim my southern light, but he didn't see the queen standing by my side with a blade in her hand and nowhere to hide. He dropped his light to watch the pastures burn, but there's a lesson that he's about to learn. Yeah, look at his eyes, see the shock and fear. The powerful outlaws stay grounded here. Smoke rolls in thick ribbons as the brush caught the orange glow reflecting in the devil's polished shoes. He thought the fire would make us scatter, but we spent our lives building this sanctuary with sweat and blood mixed into the mortar. As the heat rippled the air, I saw his expression shift from arrogance to flickering doubt. He looked at the lock chains on the gate, realizing the fire wasn't a wall keeping us in, it was a forge making us harder. We didn't flinch as silvers danced down our shoulders, we just kept walking down that driveway. A unified front making the ground tremble beneath the speed. He realized in some spirits are born while the flame it said, you can't burn down a house that's already survived the furnace of the real world. The puppies weren't cowering, they were hunting their small frames, vibrating with a protective fear and by their age. Never let out a bark like a crack of thunder, signaling that this territory is occupied by something much fiercer than a fallen angel. The outlaw queen didn't say a word, the daisy gripped the knife for the story of every battle won and every scar. The devil reached for the gain handle, his fingers hovering over the aisle, but the look in my eyes stopped him dead. I pulled him straight, he brought the match, but we brought a storm, and the realization hit him like a physical blow. He saw the engraving on the bait and knew him, his calculated price on the street, and the silver shining in his eyes. We beautiful and bright and realized he probably people trying to the bars of silhouette against the wall. I called that the heat is singing the song like defiance. If I was out, it's supposed to sit back in the way, it's so stable, stood in this project a minute. Like a broken wing, if it's there, we take the wonder world is a victory for the love of name. I